last week we discussed about how the beneficiary can how to assess the benefits of insurance. So we're able to discuss that last week. But today we'll be moving into another topic. I'm so excited this evening. If you ask me why am I excited, I will say, well, I'm so excited because my article was among the ones shortlisted or compiled together by the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. So I'll be sharing my article that was published at our journal, at the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria's journal. I'll be sharing it with us this evening. The title of that article, if you are with my link, I have sent the link through which you can access the journal. My article is on page 23 of that journal, so you can access it. You can access the article from that journal. So on that note, we'll be talking about the article. I'll be using this week and next week to talk about the article because I want to articulate what I wrote. So it will take some time because I really want to explain it very well to all of us. And I believe you will get 1 or 2 points. You'll be able to appreciate it by the time we finish the discussion. So on that note, let's kick off. And the topic or the title of the article is How Does Insurance Play a Significant Role in Business Survival and Retirement? Isn't that interesting? How does insurance play a significant role in business survival and retirement? I mean, somebody will say, what has insurance got to do with business survival and retirement? So that's what we want to be discussing. We're discussing it today and next week. Now, to start off, this evening, I will lay the foundation for us. I will discuss, we'll talk about what does it take for a business to survive. The title of the journal was succession planning. So, everybody, people from everyone had to write the article and all that. So that's why I chose this topic. How does insurance play a significant role in business survival and retirement? So that was my own topic that was published. So we'll be looking at business survival. What does it take? We are all familiar with that maxim that says, there's no success without successor. No. For you to say you are a successful business person, or for your organization to say, oh, this organization is a successful organization, it must have that succession plan in place. There must be plan that, if the owner of the business is no more, that shouldn't be the end of the business. So that is what we mean by business survival. The business should outlive the visionaire. The business should outlive the founders of that business. So we are all, everybody is quick to, when you are employed in maybe a conglomerate, a fantastic organization, you are always proud to say, oh, I work in Chevron, oh, I work in MTN, oh, I work in, you are so happy to say, to identify with successful organization. Because the organization is doing well. Some people founded the organization, and you are able to come to work in that organization because there has been the business has been surviving, the business has been thriving. There has been succession. You might be working in an organization that the founder of the organization had long gone. So what are the things that make this business to survive? What are the things that that calls for succession in business? So that is what we will be discussing this evening. Then next week we'll round it up. So just like I said, this is the article. This is my published article from the on the Journal of Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. So I want to articulate the topic. So on that note, I want to say once again, welcome to this program, and to all of you watching me on Facebook Live. I say thank you very much. And those that will still watch this program later, even from the YouTube, I say thank you so much. So we'll be talking about business survival and retirement. So then we'll be looking at, okay, what are the factors? You know, I've just laid the foundation that, I mean, there's no success without success. And you can't say your organization is thriving if there are no plan, if the organization will rise and fall with you, or will start and end with you, then it is not a successful organization. Yes, while you are the visionary, the founder, in your time, the organization might be doing well, that you're able to meet all your obligations with that. But if that organization will not outlive you, then you are not a successful man. Then you are not successful in business. So let us look at what are the reasons why businesses do not outlive their founders. So in that article, which is what, and in that my article, I highlighted some of the reasons why businesses do not outlive their founders, which are what I also have on my slide there. We have lack of policies and procedures. We have organizational structure, leadership quality, tribalism and nepotism, no accountability, and lack of innovation. So that is what I'll be discussing with us this evening. You know, reasons why businesses do not outlive their founders. So we have the first one I have here. I said lack of policies and procedures. You know, if an organization will outlive its founders, I mean, documentation should be part of that organization. If that business that started small, if it will go to a conglomerate, some things must be put in place. There will be policies and there will be procedures. What happens here? Policies are what we describe that, oh, in this organization, this and this are how we are going to be operating. You know, these are what we are going to do. And the procedure will tell us how we are going to, how we will go about it. So if you do not have these things documented, if you do not have it written down, succession cannot be achieved. Because if you, the owner of the business, if everything is in your mind that, oh, I will be running my business in this way, that way, and you do not communicate it to others, and it is not documented, once you are no more there, people will not know how to go about it. Or if you are not present on that day, I mean, in your organization, things will not run. And that will not just, all the ideas will not just be represented in the brain of the founder alone. It must be shared and it must be documented for others to be able to, I mean, see it and run with it. So I mean, that's even I will even bring the I will cite the example of this thing. If you remember, like these days, nobody even think about using herbs. Yes, I want to use example of herbs. Those are forefathers that know all these leaves, that this leaf can cure headache, can do all this. No, this thing, because those things were not documented. So because they were no more, so nobody understands which leaf is for this, and because it was not documented. So that is the origin of it. So any business you start and you do not have proper documentation of what to do and how to do it, what business will not outlive the founders? So the next one I want to talk about is organizational structure. How is your organization structured? No, I mean, some businesses, some people will think because it's just, it's just small business. Oh, I'm just selling something. No, once you call it a business, you have to put a structure down. Organizational structure will help. It will help the business to grow. It will help your employees to understand that, oh, if I work with this organization, I mean, I can climb some ladders of some position. I can be promoted to this level. If I enter maybe as a trainee, I can move to the next level. I can move. So organizational structure, it brings out how the authority flows in the business. We call it organogram. You know, it gives you, oh, from CEO to the manager, I mean, to head and all that. So that is what we call organizational structure. So a company or a business that will outlive its founders must put organizational structure in place. Now, the leadership quality, the next point I have here is leadership quality. A lot of businesses, I will cite an example of businesses in Nigeria. Most businesses, once the owner of the business is no more, I mean, before you know it, maybe the children, you know, they will just mismanage. The children will just come and mismanage the company because the children have not been trained. They have not, the leadership quality has not been there. You know, there must be, the succession plan has not been in place. So there's no strong. It has, you know, it's similar to what we have as organization. So the leadership quality has not been infused into the business. That is why most times when the founder of the business is no more, the business, I mean, before you know it, the business is no more. And the next point I have tribalism and nepotism. You know, just like I told us, you know, my topic is the role of insurance in business survival and retirement. But I first have to lay the foundation. If you check out my LinkedIn, you will see that where I put the link to the journal, so you can visit the journal and read the full detail. But I just want us to explain. I just want to explain it to us, and I mean to know that, oh, my article is published. So what I have next is tribalism and nepotism. How do I mean by that? You know, a lot of time we employ people because, oh, maybe you are a Yoruba person. While you are employing, most of your employees will be Yorubas, because we believe, oh, these are the people, I understand their language and this and that. You know, we put sentiment in business. Any business where you have tribalism, you have nepotism, you are putting sentiment. Such businesses don't outlive their founders. So any business that will outlive their founders must not thrive on tribalism and nepotism. Also, I have here, the next point I have is accountability. No accountability. Most entrepreneurs, they don't usually separate business accounts from personal accounts. So they just, I mean, they withdraw money at will from their business account to attend to their personal obligations. So there will be proper accountability. So by the time the founder is no more, I mean, the books of the business, the accounting books of the business is not properly arranged. It's not, there's no financial statement. There's no, you know, there's no auditing. There's no financial, no accounting principle is being followed. And before you know it, such business will not outlive their founders. Then I have here lack of innovation. The last point I put on the article is lack of innovation. Then how do I mean by that? You know, we just believe most founders, they don't always want to, they always believe that, oh, this is my idea. They are not ready to part with that idea. When they have that concept, that particular concept, most times they don't always want to look at, oh, this is the trend now, this is the new thing now, let them go into it. So I have a case study of the Coca-Cola company. I just use it. I didn't put it in my article, but for the purpose of my, of this presentation, that's why I put it. I put it here. What do I want to bring from the Coca-Cola company? The Coca-Cola company is about 130-year-old now, because over time, I mean, the point I've listed, the point I listed here, I mean, lack of policy. I believe Coca-Cola company would have put all these things in place. That is why the company is still standing. Now, I have with us, look at the different shades of bottles of Coca-Cola. This one is between 1899 to 2007. You will agree with me too that this 2007 is not the present bottle of Coca-Cola. They have moved again. What I call this is innovation, the ability to evolve over time in business. When owners of businesses, if they do not incorporate innovation in their business, before you know it, the organization will be no more. The business will be no more. So the ability to innovate in business keeps the business thriving. Then in our insurance, sector, in the course of that, my article, I wrote that I gave an example. I used Leadway Assurance Company as a case study that you can imagine. Leadway is over 50 years. The late Sir Olusola Hassan that started the company is no more, but the company is still strong. It's one of the leading insurance companies in Nigeria, because I believe the company would have put in place all these policies I said is lacking. The qualities I gave to us that is lacking, that makes businesses not to outlive their founders. I believe Leadway must have added them. They must have implemented these qualities. That is why the organization over 50 years is still standing strong. So that is the foundation I made in my article. So then I now put. I said the next point I wrote in that article, I said, why is succession planning pivotal to business survival and retirement? Just like I told, I said the theme of the article of the journal is succession planning. So we have to write on succession planning, and so the succession planning is very vital to business survival and retirement, because if from the onset of your business, if you do not infuse succession planning into your business, I mean, the business cannot go anywhere. Business survives by the time the owner of business is retiring. If there has not been succession planning in place, trust me, the business will not outlive the owner. So that is why when you are starting up a business, when an organization is setting up, succession planning must be put in place. And what is this succession planning? It's the ability to infuse into your organization policies and procedures, organizational structure, leadership quality, eradication of tribalism and nepotism. Then you must have good accounting structure in place so that your annual auditing, your business or your company must be well audited every time. So and then you must be able to innovate. Let's meet our mind. You must be able to innovate. I mean, innovation is part of business. Because if you do not have innovation, if your organization if you are not, if you are the type that will not accept innovation or that will not embrace innovation,
Excuse me, good evening, house.
Before you know it,
Sorry
your
to cut
business
in.
will become obsolete. Others would have moved on. For example, let's
hello, please, brother, what? They should please mute their mic.
Before you know it,
the background is so noisy.
You'll be left behind. You'll be left behind. Now, look at the era of, let's look at the era of typewriter to IBM, now to computer. You know, in organization before, people use typewriter to type documents.
Brother Samuel and Sister Joy, please mute your mic.
Thank you,
Your environment is so noisy.
Another era was when people were using the electric typewriter. Another era is when people are using a computer. Imagine if you walk into an organization today and all you have is those typewriter. I mean, nobody would like to do business with such people again. So that is innovation. So once you are able to put all these factors in place, you'll be able to it's part of the succession planning. You would have incorporated succession planning into your business, and the business will outlive you as the owner of the business. So just like I told us that my article was published in the Journal of Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, and I said, let me discuss it with my people. So I will round up this topic by next week. No, it's just 30 minutes interactive session. So that is why I've splitted this, because I want to discuss everything. We will not finish it. So that's why I've splitted it. So I've used today to lay the background, to give us the background of what we understand by succession planning. And you know, the topic is, how does insurance play a significant role in business survival and retirement? So what I've done this evening is to lay the foundation of business survival, as in for every business or at least its founder, there are some factors that will be put in place, and that is the factors that I've discussed with us. So next week we'll see how insurance plays that key role, that vital role, that significant role in business survival and retirement. So on that note, I want to give room for questions, because our time is fast spent. You know, it's interactive session with Grace Ojo. So I want to welcome questions now. Thank you everyone for listening. And if you have questions on Facebook, you can just type it. I will respond to your question. So I want to leave room for question now. Thank you everyone. Oh, so you cannot, can we all hear me? Someone said you cannot hear me, and I've finished all the talking. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
it was at the time when
so
some people were not muted.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, madam. Please, once we
can
enter, let's always mute our
you.
mic. That person was disturbing. Thanks for joining, but please, next time, always mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Peter is raising hands. Kindly unmute and.
Okay. Good evening, madam. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for yet another wonderful presentation. We really enjoy your presentation today, most especially it centers on what affects everyone.
I can't hear you. Can you speak up, sir?
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay, it's better now.
Okay. I said thank you very much for the presentation of today, because it actually centers on what affects everyone, which has to do with our means of living, which is our work, our businesses. I'm very happy to hear about all those things that normally make business, or the factors that affect business survival. Albeit, my own comment is not really a question, but it's a comment.
Okay.
Is that there are so many, so that maybe by next week, when you want to present how insurance will help us in this area, you can incorporate some of the factors which I want to comment on in your presentation next week.
Okay.
Number one, the additional point that can make business to fail in Nigeria, we look at lack of capital. If a company does not have capital, it's going to affect its survival, because we all know that the blood of every business is the cash flow. And to produce cash flow, you must have enough capital. Most of the companies we have in Nigeria, they are suffering from lack of capital. So if there is no capital, the going concern of such company that lack capital is going to be affected. Then another thing that also affects businesses that may not make them to grow is products and competition. You know, we live in an environment where the competition is very fierce, most especially with the imported products. So how can insurance help out in competition or in terms of products? I give you an example. I am a manufacturer, so I manufacture shoe. And by the time they bring all these imported shoe into the country, you just discover that their own cost will be far cheaper than the one I produce locally. And people will also compare my own quality that is not as good as the one they import from Italy. Therefore, due to lack of patronage, my business may go obsolete. And some other factors like that. But because of our time, I think I should stop there. Though I have other five other points beyond what you discussed with us that can lead to business not surviving in Nigeria. But because of time, I believe that next week, when or at some other times when you are going to make your presentation, you'll be able to tell us how businesses, how insurance can actually put money in our pocket, so that all these factors that affect business survival in Nigeria, how we can how insurance can help us on all these points. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the addition, for the contribution. Do I have another contribution? Anybody who is contributing or wants to ask question? Do I have another person? Okay. Is anyone want to talk again? So I want to appreciate Mr. Peter for that addition. You know, they actually the points they were just few points that I put down. Of course, we can keep saying more and more. I mean, the list we can still have more to add to the list if it were that I want to write on the factors that will make business not to survive, or that will make business not to outlive the founders. But you know, I just put those few words. I told you that the topic I'm sharing today and next week is the topic of my published article. So I just put those ones to draw all my points. Then before I now provide the solution of how insurance how insurance plays a significant role. So we'll be concluding the article next week. So do I have another person? I want more contribution. I want more, if there's no question, I want more discussion. Okay. So even if you are not saying anything, can't you just congratulate me? Do you think it's everybody that wrote article this article was published? Abba. So, no problem. I've congratulated myself. You are not congratulating me, but you are my friends in the house. So I want to hear comments. I want to hear things from you. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Good evening, madam.
Hello, madam.
Good evening.
So, Mr. Fatai, good evening, sir.
Let me use the floor.
Madam.
Okay. Mr. Fatai is saying something. Mr. Akin too is saying something. I want to hear you, sir. Mr. Fatai.
Oh, okay. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
Congratulations. I
Thank
think
you,
you are on the right course. You are really doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not surprised that your article was considered by our institute, and that's a very good kudos to you.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
keep it on.
Okay,
But
sir.
Mr. Peter, but maybe by next week, we'll be able to discuss more about some of the points raised by Mr. Peter.
Okay,
I have a contrary view to lack of capital. I think we have capital enough. It's lack of ability to source for capital. We have more than enough money in the circulation. If Dangote could raise over $12 billion to do his business, is when we don't have the skill to raise funds. You said there's no money. There's nothing. We've been misled by early economists that taught us scarcity and choice. That some things that were scarce, nothing created by God was scarce. The land, the money is everywhere. It's how to source it. The land is there, and the people, that's the labor. We have over 7 billion people. So it's how to get these things that lack of scale to get money from the system. This could be one of the reasons why companies, and some of the companies in even insurance industry, is not lack of capital, but their lack of skill, managerial skill to manage the fund. So most of the entrepreneurs, immediately they get money, they buy, they furnish office, they buy bigger, they start buying bulletproof cars. Some of these wastages, they tend to make them not to go far. Instead of starting small, like a Leadway that you use, started as an agency office before transforming to insurance company. And gradually, it has grown to the real Leadway. It's leading the way now in the industry. Which is a very good example. I think we should maybe raise our mind from the other. We don't have enough capital. The money is there. They are sitting in the bank. That's where banks make money. People come to borrow. If people don't borrow, banks don't make money. When you see banks declaring billions of profit, it means people are borrowing. It's not money that you save that create fund for the create capital profit for the banks. So it's the money borrowed from the banks that from there they make their own income, from where they declare profit and pay dividends. So that's why they are establishing. Money is everywhere, land is everywhere. Just look for how to get it. And you see some people that are into real estate. Some of them don't pay cash to buy this land. They strike deals with the landowners and they start advertising. And it's when those people subscribe, they use it in settling the landowners. And before you know it, within 2, 3, 5 years, you see them becoming multimillionaires or billionaires. So it's the skill to raise the fund or what have you. Another issue that I want to raise concerning this survival of businesses is it has to do with the policy, the objective of the owner. There are some owners that set up businesses just for themselves alone, not that they should outlive them. I've had discussion with some of our people. They said that they don't care what happened after they might have gone. You see that such business cannot go far because the purpose of setting it up is to take care of his or her own needs while he or she is alive. So most of the things we'll be doing will not be to grow the business or for it to survive or to outlive him or her. So there are a lot of things that are responsible for that. So I will wait till next week. Hopefully I will have a chance to log in because I'm enjoying your, I'm sorry I logged in late. I will still go back to your YouTube channel to listen to the other
I really
Thank you.
appreciate.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it, sir. Yes, Akim wanted to say something before we bring this meeting to a close. Akim, you wanted to say something. I think I heard you. Okay, thank you so much. In the absence of no other question, we have received signal that we should bring this meeting to a close. So I want to appreciate those of us that have attended the meeting this evening. I say thank you so much, and thanks for the encouragement. So next week is another time. Let's meet next week for another interactive session with Grace Ojo, and let us invite others. Once we receive the link, kindly share the links to your friends so that others can partake of it. And when you receive the link to my YouTube channel, so kindly help me subscribe to the link to the YouTube channel and share the link with your friends and acquaintances. I want to say thank you so much. I say have a wonderful evening. Thank you everyone for joining, and do have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir. Thank you.